All right, let's bring up the homework. Okay, so we're going to start with 2.4. Well, we're going to continue on 2.4. We did some problems yesterday, or last time, for the first part of 2.4, and today we're going to continue. So let's go to number 7, question 7. So question 7, here we go. So question 7 says use the empirical rule. Empirical rule is the, 68%, 95%, 99.7% thing with the, you know, the cake and the where you cut a cake and the percentage. So that's the empirical rule. So use that rule, okay? Um, the mean speed of a sample of vehicles along a stretch of highway is 69 miles per hour. Okay, so if mean equals to 69, all right. And with a standard deviation of 3 miles per hour, so a standard deviation is 3. So estimate the percent of vehicles whose speeds are between 63 and 75. All right, so let's draw a picture just so that we can see where we are. 69 is the middle, so that's in the center. All right, 63 would be here, and 75 would be there. All right, so 63 to 69. Okay, each standard deviation is 3 units. So 75 would be plus 2 standard deviations, right? Because it's 6 units above. 63 would be 6 units below, which translates to minus 2 standard deviations. All right, so between 2 standard deviations, okay, this would be 95% of the data. All right, because for 2 standard deviations it's 95. All right, so 95%. We'll put it here. All right. Let's look at number 9. So number 9 says, from a sample with n equals 36, the mean duration of a geyser's eruption is 3.75 minutes. So mean is 3.75. Standard deviation is 0.52. Using Chebyshev's theorem, okay, Chebyshev's theorem is 1 minus 1 over k squared. Determine at least how many of the eruptions last between 2.19 and 5.31 minutes. Okay, so we have x equals to 2.19 and then x equals to 5.31. All right, so we have to see how many units of standard deviation it is from the mean. Okay, so the way that we would do it, okay, so we would take 3.75, well, 2.19 minus 3.75 divided by 0.52. Okay, and for 5.31, we'll do 5.31 minus 3.75 over 0.52. So basically, I'm kind of calculating the z-score. All right, x minus the mean divided by standard deviation. This is the formula we're using. All right, so let's go plug those numbers into a calculator, a normal calculator. Okay, and see what we get. Okay, let's see if I can share the calculator. There you go. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna plug those numbers in. Okay, so 2.19 minus 3.75 divided by 0.52 is negative 3. All right, and let's do the second number. 5.31 minus 3.75 divided by 0.52. This is positive 3. Okay, so we're talking about within 3. So within 3 standard deviations. But using the Chebyshev's estimation, okay, we're going to do k equals to 3. Okay, so k equals to 3, so it's going to be 1 minus 1 over 3 squared. Okay, this is going to be 1 minus 1 over 9. So this is going to be 8 over 9. So 8 divided by 9, okay, it's going to be, oh, it's just, I think they want to do a simplified fraction. It says simplify your answer. So I'm going to put 8 over 9. All right, so I'm going to use the fraction tool and put 8 on top and put 9 on the bottom. Let's see if they like it. Incorrect. Okay, all right, let's see, what did I do here? 2.19, 5.31. So it's 1 minus 1 over 9, 8 over 9. It doesn't like it? Okay. I don't know what they want. Which happens. Oh, all right. So, duh. All right. So 8 over 9. Okay. And then we'll have to multiply that to 36. So 36 times 8 over 9. Okay. So 8 over 9 of the eruptions. So for a sample with 36 eruptions. So 9 times 4 is 36. All right. So this equals to 32. All right. So that's why it's 32. So as you can see, I don't always know what I'm doing. All right. Next one. Let's do 11. That should give you guys some comfort, you know, in case you don't know, you don't think you know what you're doing. Neither does the teacher. All right. Okay. Uh, is there another one I should do? I thought there's another one. 11. Yes, I want to do 11. All right, here is the sample annual salaries. Okay, find the sample mean, sample standard deviation. Okay, I think we can bring up step crunch. Okay, for you guys to see how to work it. Okay, and part B. Okay, we're given a 5% raise. Find the sample mean and sample standard deviation for the revised data sets. And then C, to calculate the monthly salary, divide each original salary by 12. Find the sample mean, sample standard deviation. And lastly, what can you conclude from the results for A, B, and C? Okay, so let's see how we can work this out using StatCrunch. So to bring up StatCrunch, okay, click on the icon, okay, and click open in StatCrunch. And you will get the data loaded on column 1. All right. So first thing I want to do is to calculate the mean and the standard deviation. So I click on stats and I click on summary stats and I click on columns. Okay, because my data is in columns. And remember to select var1. All right. And it will give us all the statistics we need. So we hit compute. Okay, and we see that there's a mean, which is 41.23, and a standard deviation 11.43. Okay, so let's put that in. Sample mean is, whoops, sample mean 41.2, 41.2. They only want one decimal place, so 41.2. All right, sample standard deviation is going to be 11.4. They want one decimal place, so 11.4 is it. 11.4. Okay. Now, part B, we're given a 5% raise. All right, so let's see how we can work that out. Okay, so I'm going to close this. Okay, and let me erase everything. Okay, so I'm going to all right, so I'm going to so let's see how I'm going to do this. Equals hmm, is there an easy way to do this? Let's see. Columns, rows. Compute. Let's see if compute we can do. Compute from column. So the column can contain expression such as 5 plus 6 or square root 2, or var1 plus 1, or sum var1. Column names are case sensitive and should be enclosed in double quotes. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take var1, okay, and well, actually, I'm going to do var1 compute. Interesting. All right, so it didn't do anything. So let's do here. Let's try again. This time I'm going to do compute expression. Let's do compute from column. Okay, so I'm going to do var1 where, okay, column label. But how do you add things to it? Okay, so what I do is I put that on top. So var1 plus actually times, okay, so it's going to be 5% raise, right? So 5% raise would be times 1.05. All right. Okay, so I'm going to select column. All right, let's see compute. Nope, doesn't like that. So, but the beta compute from column var1. Nope, doesn't like that either. Okay, all right. Well, I don't want to waste your time. So this is what I'm gonna do. All right. So um, let's try a different way to do it. So this time, okay, because I refuse to punch in numbers for every number. So this time I'm gonna open it in Excel. I'm slightly more of a proficient Excel user because I'm still not used to what StatCrunch does. So if you have access to Excel, all right, you can go ahead and try Excel for this then. Okay, a new experience. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to um, multiply each cell. Okay, in case you don't know how to do that using Excel. Excel is a little bit easier, or at least I know how to do it. Okay, so for Excel, I'm going to take whatever that's in cell A1. Okay, so 40 is an A1, right? So uh I'm gonna take so equals to A1 times 1.05. So that will multiply whatever that value is by 1.05. Now, for Excel, one thing I can do is I can actually copy this operation down the column. Okay, and so what I did was um what I did, okay, in case you didn't see, so I take this first box that I created a calculation. Okay, I right click and I am copying. Okay, I'm gonna copy this operation, and now I am going to highlight the rest of the the rest of the column. Okay, and I'm going to paste. Okay, I'm going to paste the operation. Okay, so paste the operation. So all these numbers now have the same. I mean, has the 5% raise. All right. Okay, so let's show you how to actually calculate the mean. Okay, so um, if you have never used Excel for the data analysis, okay, the first thing you need to know actually is you need to turn on the data analysis module. So go to options. All right. Okay, so if you didn't see what I did, okay, let me cancel out. Okay, you click on files, click on options way at the bottom. All right, and I click on add-ins. Okay, so under inactive, you see analysis toolpack. Okay, and I'm gonna click on OK. Not sure if that worked. Let me try again. So options, add-ins. Well, I'm going to double click analysis toolpack. And I'm going to go. All right, click on go. So I check analysis toolpack, click on OK. And now you're going to see that you see a data analysis appeared on top of the menu. All right, so now I'm going to open that. Okay, I don't see, let's see if you guys, maybe you're not seeing the Excel file. All right, so let me see if I can share that. Okay, so now you can see the Excel screen. Okay, so what I did, okay, let me see if I can move this away. All right, so let me walk back to make sure that you guys caught everything. Um, so the first thing I did when I click on open in Excel is that the data, it appeared on the first column of the Excel. All right, and let me see if I can go back. So on the so now I try to give everyone a 5% raise. So on the first box, okay, which is this A1, this is cell A1, okay? So on the next cell, what I want to do is I'm going to take A1, so equals to A1 times 1.05, which gives me the erase. Okay, so I get it calculated for the first cell. Okay, and then I'm going to highlight the rest of, okay, and then I'm going to copy this operation. So right click copy, and then I'm going to highlight the rest of the column, and I'm going to right click paste. Okay, the first one here, paste. So now I have all the numbers from the first column raised by 5%. All right. And then next thing I did was I activated the data analysis module. All right. And if you haven't done it, okay, basically what you do is you go to files, okay, and you go to bottom options. All right. And you go to add-ins. Okay. And then under inactive, okay, you would see the analysis toolpath, which I just activated, okay? But let's say if your analysis toolpath has not been activated, so what you click on is the go button, okay? The go button, then you would see, you would check the box for analysis toolpath, click on OK, okay? Then your data analysis module would appear on top of your menu under data. Okay, you click on data, you will see data analysis. So I'm going to use data analysis to calculate the mean and the standard deviation of my new column. So my new column is the column B, all right? And what do I want to do? I want to uh, calculate descriptive statistics. So I click on descriptive statistics, click on OK. So now it's asking me where the data is. Okay, so I'm going to click on the arrow. Okay, and I'm going to highlight the data, the entire column. So I'm going to start at 42, go all the way go to the bottom. All right, and I click on the button again. So now it capture all the numbers I want calculated for the mean and standard deviation. All right, and then I just click on OK. Oh, one statistical option. All right. So the option that I want is summary statistics. All right. That's all I want. So click on OK. Okay. And so now on the second page of the Excel worksheet, I have the statistics that I need. Okay. So mean, okay, would be the first number here. Standard deviation would be several cells down. Okay, so the mean is 43.3. So let me go back and put that in. So mean is 43.3. All right. The sample standard deviation, I can also read that off my result from Excel, is 12.0. All right. Okay. Now, the sample mean, so for part C to calculate the monthly salary, divide each original salary by 12. Find the sample mean and sample standard deviation for the revised data set. Now, this makes it a little bit easier to do if I'm on Excel. All right, so let's see if I can bring back the data. Well, it doesn't bring it back. So let me go back and copy it. Okay, so I'm going to click on the icon here, open in Excel. All right, so here's a new worksheet. Okay, so this is the original data, and they want a monthly. So they want monthly, okay, monthly salary. So divide each salary by 12. Okay, so let's do that. So so on the first box, I'm going to take equals to, okay, A1, which is the content in A1, and divide it by 12. All right, so that's the amount, okay, after divide by 12. Now I'm going to copy this operation. So I'm going to highlight this box, right click on it, select copy, and I'm going to highlight the rest of the column. Okay, and then I'm going to right click and paste. So now I have the monthly amount for each of the cells on column A. Now I'm going to go to the data analysis module and calculate the mean and standard deviation. So I'm going to go to data. All right. And since I already activated data analysis, it's there. So click on data analysis, descriptive statistics. Okay, click on OK. Okay, I'm going to highlight the data again. So I'm going to click on this arrow, up arrow here. I'm going to redefine the data I have. Okay, click on the arrow again. So the data is captured. I'm going to request summary statistics. So I check that box. Now click on OK. And now I have the mean and standard deviation. Okay, so mean is the first number here. Standard deviation is a few boxes down. So let me put that in. This is 3.436 roughly. So 3.436 or 3.4. Okay. And lastly, sample standard deviation. All right. Um, would be 0.95. Okay. Let's see. So maybe I have to enter 1.0. So 1.0. Okay. All right. So that took a little bit more work than expected. Just so that you know, you do not have to use Excel if you're not comfortable with it. All right. You can play around with StatCrunch to see if you can get it to do that for you. Or if not, one thing you can do is to use the standard deviation calculator. And, after, you do the calculation by hand, all right, that is also another option. Okay, but there are several ways to do it. Some may take a little more time than other, so I apologize in advance. Um, but, this is, one of the ways you can do. All right. Okay, so this is the end of 2.4. I'm going to go into 2.5. All right, so let's do a field from 2.5. Number one. Okay, number one says, the length of a guest lecturer's talk represents the third quartile for talks in a guest lecture series. Make an observation about the length of the talk. Okay, so let's draw a picture. Now remember, think of quartiles as dividing up your data into 4 parts. All right, so the third quartile would be this one. All right, so the talk is longer in length than 75%. Ooh, okay, let me rewrite this. Okay, I may have it wrong. So, third quartile, I think it means 75th percentile. So, third quartile. Okay, so 75th percentile. So, this is longer than 75% of all the talks. Okay, so I think A looks pretty good. The talk is longer than in length than 75%. Okay, it is not 100%, it's not 50, it's not 25. So I'm going to go with A. All right. Next question. So let's do 5. Okay, number 5. Find the 5-number summary and draw the box and whisker plots. Okay, so um, I know 5-number summary. We can use StatCrunch to do it, and I think it's pretty easy. So let's do that. So I'm going to click on the icon, open in StatCrunch. So the data is going to load onto the first column of the table. All right, and then I'm going to do the summary stats. So click on stat, click on summary stats, click on columns. All right, and I'm going to click on var1. Okay, and this should have everything I need. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, it has Q and Q3. Okay, so let's click on compute. Okay, so let's see what we got. Okay, so it has the minimum. Okay, so it has the minimum, has the maximum, Q1, Q3, and the median. Okay, so that's my 5-number summary. Okay, so minimum is 2. All right, and let's just jot down all the numbers so we don't forget them. So 2 is the minimum. All right, 5 is Q1, 8.5 for Q3, the max is 9, and then median is 7. All right, so Q1 is 5. All right. Q2 or the median is 7. All right, median is 7. All right, and Q3. Q3 is 8.5, I think. Let's double check. So Q3 is 8.5 at the very end. And lastly, the max. Max is 9. So double check that. So max is 9. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at the box and whisker plot, which one it is. All right, so if you recall, okay, the box and whisker plot, okay, the box is formed by Q1, Q2, and Q3. Okay, so Q1, Q2, Q3. Okay, Q2 is the middle. So Q1 is 5, Q3 is 8.5. Okay, Q2 is 7, so roughly here. All right, and then the minimum and maximum would form the whiskers. So the minimum is 2, the maximum is 9. So this is what's going to look like. All right, so let's see which one matches. Okay, it's not A because we need one that starts at 2. All right, and the median is 7. So we know that it's not A. So 7 is the median. Looks like, so this is a 7, has 7. All right, this is not 7. This is not really 7 either. Okay, this is like 6.5 or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to go with D. All right. Next one, let's try number 9. Okay, number 9, we have an ogive. Represents the heights of males in a particular country in the 20 to 29 age group. What percentile is a height of 75 inches? Okay, so we go to 75 inches, maybe roughly here. Okay, actually, we can actually look at a bigger picture. So let's see if we can bring up, I'm gonna, there we go. Okay, so let's look at 75. So 75 would be here. And we draw it all the way out. Wait, double check, make sure I'm doing it right. Okay, let me double check. Are we looking at 75 inches? No, 75 inches, not percentile. All right. So be very careful. So 75 inches is actually here. 75 inches, and we are looking over 90, 95 percentile even. So let's see what the choices we have here. So it looks like 97. Okay, it's over 90. It's over 90 for sure. So I would say 97. All right. Interpret what this percentile value means. It means that at 75 inches, you're taller than 97% of the people. All right. So this means that the percentage below this percentile value is the percentage of male that are taller. Nope. That means the percentage below is the percentage of male that exactly, that's wrong either. Okay, so C is this means that percentage above this would be male shorter. That's wrong. I think it's going to be D. Below this percentile are shorter than 75. I would say D. All right, then let's look at the last one, number 12. Okay, so number 12, we have two populations, if you will. Okay, and we are looking at the ages. Okay. In the particular year, the best actor was 39 years old, and the best supporting actor was 86 years old. All right. Determine the z-score for each. So z equals to x, which is our point of interest, minus mean divided by standard deviation. So we would do 39 minus, so for best actor would be 41, okay, over 7.4. All right, so that's a z-score for the first one. Z-score for the second one is going to be 86 minus 55. Okay, I'm looking at these numbers here. Okay, divide by 14. Okay, so let's plug in the numbers and see what we get. So for the first one, 39 minus 41 divided by 7.4 would be minus 0.27. They want two decimal places, so minus 0.27. Okay, and for the second one, 86 minus 55 divided by 14 gives us 2.21. All right, so for the best actor, we put in minus 0.27. And for best supporting actor, 2.21. All right. Interpret the z-scores. So the best actor was below the mean, right? It's a negative number. Okay, negative means below. Okay. Best supporting actor is way above the mean. As a matter of fact, this is greater than 2, so it's unusual. All right, so best actor, let's go to look at the selection. Best actor was less than 1 standard deviation below because it's minus 0.27, so that's less than minus 1. Okay, so less than 1 standard deviation below. All right, which is not unusual. All right. The best supporting actor is more than 2 standard deviations above the mean, which is unusual. All right. All right. All right. That's it. Okay. Well, thanks for sticking around. Hopefully this is helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Feel free to use Get More Help to click on Ask My Instructor if you want to, or look at other options that are available to you, view an example, or help me solve this, which will walk you through step by step. Okay, all right. So have a good evening, and once again, we will not meet on Monday, so keep an eye out for the announcement post on how to download and work on your test number 1, and we'll come back on Wednesday. So have a good night.